Okay, here we go, my friends. This was part of 4-5, and it looks like it's also part of, sorry, not 4-5. This is part of 4-6 and lesson 4-7. So a lot of this we went over on Friday if you were on the Google Meet, but I want to make sure we go through this. So just like when we were doing equations and expressions, you can translate mathematics straight from symbols to English. So you could say x is greater than 2, and you're going to use this as your translation. So you need to understand the difference between greater than, less than. We also have greater than or equal to, which is this little line underneath it. It's like it's half of an equal to sign. Less than or equal to. We could use the equal sign, and sometimes we might have a solution that everything else but one number cannot be the solution. So make sure that you have those written down somewhere. They're going to be very useful for you in the coming weeks. In your comp books, go ahead and put down example number 1, and we printed out, or I put on the topic some number lines. If you want to use those and put in your comp books, you can. This lesson in 4-7, you have to, I'm going to scan out a little bit. You need to be able to graph x is greater than 5. So thinking about, if I just say that statement, x is greater than 5, some possible solutions could be 5.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can 5 be a solution? Pause, and you're going to put that into Edpuzzle. And we're back. No, it cannot be 5 because it would need to have an equal to sign. So for this one, we're going to put a circle on the 5, and everything above it is a possible solution. Okay, so that's how you would graph that. If there was a line underneath and we said x is greater than or equal to 5, then we could color that circle in. Okay, that's the difference. So let's take a look at this one for the next example. We have the number line filled out, so it's going the opposite direction. We can see that 7 is the number, so I'm just going to put 7 down. And everything above it is, so we could say, we could do it just like this. We could put an x on there, and we could say 7 is less than x. And do you see how it just goes straight through? And it's a open circle, so that we would not put the equal to. Okay, does that make sense? On this one, we have a closed. It looks like it's about halfway between 10 and 11. I just put an X on what all the possible solutions are. So for this one, I would say 10.5 is less than or equal to x, because everything else could be. So I actually just write this literally the way it looks here. Okay, and that might help you. It would be okay to say that x is greater than 7, and it would be okay to say x is greater than or equal to 10.5. Both of those are saying the same thing. Okay, I like to do it this way just because then I know I read it from left to right, but that's just a little hint for me. Either way would be fine as long as you understand it. So we're going to pause. We have this one. We're going to work on the intervals a little bit. So you'll notice we go from 0, there's a hash mark, and then it's a half, hash mark, and 1. So what do you think is going to be those pink hash marks in between, which just happens to be where our circle is? Pause and type that into Edpuzzle for me. Okay, we're back. Good. Those will be quarters. So this would be just like saying 0.25, This would be saying 0.75 and so on, okay? And so sometimes we do that because you'll notice it's really hard to start getting all the numbers in. So sometimes I might skip a line, but make sure that I keep my intervals perfectly spaced. And so I want you to type into Edpuzzle, what would this expression be? Tell me what that one is. Okay, and then the only other thing you would need to be able to do for the quiz later this week and for your assignments is if I gave you T is greater than or equal to 10, you need to tell me what some possible solutions are. And so you could look at a graph and say T is going to be greater than or equal to 10. So I'm going to have that point and everything above it. So then I can use that and say, oh, well, a possible solution for T could be 11, it could be 12, it could be 256. All are possible solutions, okay? And I think you guys are going to be, this is going to be easy for you. Let me know if you have questions.